Hello there, guys. Our topic for today is about beyond academics, the socialization and cultural transmission roles of schools. I hope you will be learning as I discuss the topic. So, I'm pretty sure you know the reason why you are in school, of course, because you wanted to learn. And schools are often viewed primarily as centers for literacy and logic, but their influence extends far beyond the edges of a textbook. Why? Because we do not just learn in a vacuum. We learn a lot of things through experience, even outside the classroom. While the formal curriculum teaches you how to solve for or analyze things, the hidden curriculum is busy teaching you, of course, how to exist within a society because you will be a contributory to the success of the society. I repeat, guys, I'm telling you, you will be a contributory to the success of the society or the community. Make sure contributory to the success, not a liability. So, this process, moving beyond academics into the realm of social development. So, it is defined by two core functions. We have here socialization, and the other one is cultural transmission. So, let us have first the word socialization before going further to the next slide. When we speak of socialization, guys, it is the process through which individuals learn the norms, values, and behaviors necessary to function in their community. For example, your children, no? You know, you will learn the norms of the society, the values and the behaviors in your society. So school is the first major, okay, secondary agent of socialization outside the family. So here, guys, because you interact with people around you before coming to school, you have your family. You interact with your family, with your neighbors. So, social interaction, you also interact inside the school wherein you're a student. Students here in school learn to navigate with their peers. And sometimes when you learn also how to resolve conflicts with your friends, with your peers in school, when you collaborate with them from, of course, coming from different backgrounds or diverse backgrounds. Schools here, guys, introduce you to formal systems of authority. Why? Because you follow rules, you follow policies, you follow regulations of the school. Following a bell schedule, for example, or raising a hand to speak before you answer, no? These are some of the values that your teachers are teaching you. Okay, so by comparing yourself also to your classmates, to your peers, to those people around you. You are learning all of this inside the school when you mingle with your friends, with your classmates, or your peers inside the school. Now, going back to the next one. Here we have here cultural transmission. So what do we mean when we say cultural transmission? Cultural transmission, guys, is the way a society passes its accumulated knowledge, the belief and customs from one generation to the next. That's why you transmit it, cultural transmission. So, what do you transmit? Your belief, your knowledge, the practices. So, here, schools act as the primary custodians of this heritage. And schools instill dominant values of a culture. That's why if you could still remember, no, some of your teachers are telling you what kind of culture do you have? What kind of culture do you have in school? What kind of culture do you have in your society? So such as individualism in some, of course, in some other areas of societies, or collectivism in others also. They have different kinds of values and, of course, and ethics that they portray. They have in them different kinds of values and ethics. You yourself also, you have your own values and you have your own ethics. So through this, through literature and history, schools really ensure that the national language and shared story of people remain intact. Okay? So by teaching you common set of facts and traditions, schools create now a social glue that helps hold a diverse population together under a shared cultural umbrella. So that's why it really matters, no? When we'll look behind academics, we see that schools aren't just producing employees. They are producing citizens. That's why it's hard for us. It's difficult for us seeing students who are not successful and not contributory to the society, especially if the students becomes liability to the society. Uh, question comes back to us. What does our student learn from the school? Did we create a monster? Those are some of the questions, no? Questions, especially if I am your teacher, I'm your professor, I might be asking myself, what happened to this student? Why is it that he's not successful? What did he do with with his life? No, so I'm always asking you sometimes, no, what philosophy do you have in life? So I hope you could remember that one. Okay, so here you have to take note, no? You learn your values first inside your home. If the family provides, of course, the family provides that kind of values, because if the family provides the roots of a child's identity, the school, therefore, provides the soil and the climate that you need, which determines how you grow well within the wider social landscape. Take note, guys, school will just be the second one. Your family is the first one who should provide all of this. The values that you have. Okay, what kind of person are you? Okay, your family is considered the roots of your identity. The school only provides the soil for you and the climate for you to grow also. and to grow yourself for the wider social landscape. Okay, so that's it. Beyond academic, socialization, and cultural transmission of role of schools. Now let's move to the next slide. Okay, it says there, schools are social incubation for social development, teaching children how to interact, cooperate, and respect diverse perspectives. Why? Because we have different kinds of ideals. We have different kinds of perspectives. Okay? So here it emphasizes that schools serve as vital incubators for social development rather than just centers for technical learning. If you could still remember, I told you that we transform students not only in one aspect, but we would like to transform students holistically, wherein they also learn values in school. Okay, so this role focuses on preparing new children or students to navigate the complexities of society because you should be ready to face the society through two main lenses. I mentioned about what are these lenses? Of course, socialization and cultural transmission. You should be ready with this one. Okay? So we have there the core functions of modern school. First one is social norms. Take note that schools are the primary environment where you learn the unwritten rules of society. Okay, I mentioned a while ago about values and ethics. We are just cultivating and adding to this because there was already firsthand you learn your values inside your home. Learning what is considered right or good behavior within the community, and then understanding one's duties as a member of a larger social body. Okay, I'm always telling you, yeah, you have your right, but your right ends when you violate others' rights. Okay, take note of that. What is your behavior within a community? If you are in the society, if you are in a larger body of society, then we have their cultural heritage. Here, schools act as a bridge between generation by, of course, we, per- we keep cultural costumes alive through education. Another is that we ensure that collective knowledge and creative legacy of a culture are passed down to new students also. Okay? So that's why we also maintain uh, our own identity, the school identity. If the student has his own identity, the school also has its own identity. What kind of school are we? Okay? What kind of school are we? What kind of school do we produce? What students that we produce? Because students are came from school. They came from school, right? So therefore, what kind of students do we produce? What kind of graduates do we produce? Next, we have there diversity and inclusion. So in school, guys, in school setting, students are often exposed to a variety of perspectives for the first time. So schools, of course, teach students you to interact and cooperate with individuals from different backgrounds because we have diversity of learners here. So how do you interact? How do you mingle with your classmates? And then teaching you how to decide on matters, how to make decision, how to face trials and conflicts along the way in of course in making or mingling with your peers. Of course sometimes you also face problems no in mingling with your peers, your classmate, and how do you resolve such problems. So another is mutual understanding. This environment encourages you a mindset of inclusion rather than isolation. So we would like you to mingle, you include yourself to your to the community of the school rather than being alone. Okay, because it says there's socialization. And then we have the last one is community building. So beyond your growth, schools create foundation for, of course, for group cohesion. Okay, helping students, helping you feel that you are part of a supportive group, that we are here for you to support you, whatever your goals. We support you to reach your ambition, your dreams in life, and developing, of course, a shared identity that unites students' body and eventually the broader community or the broader school community. So take note of this, guys. Okay? So next slide is preparing for tomorrow, economic and vocational development through education. So what does this mean? Of course, we have their skill acquisition. Okay? Of course, you develop different kinds of skills in school. Okay? So, like for example, here skill acquisition, developing critical thinking, problem solving, and digital literacy. Okay? Experimental for modern workforce. Career pathways, preparing you for your career, innovation and adaptability, especially nowadays that we are in a digital age. So we are preparing you to be competitive, of course, and so that you could have a good career in the future. Okay? Next one we have here evolving missions, challenges, innovation in the future of educational institution. So as the educational landscape shift, institutions also or universities or schools are adapting their roles to meet the demands of rapidly changing world. As I mentioned, we are in a digital world, 21st century. So take note of this technological integration wherein you adapt already. It's about adapting to digital learning tools and virtual environments. We have here also personal learning, tailoring education to meet individual students' needs and paces. And then we have their equity and access, addressing disparities in educational opportunities for all students. And then we have global competence, preparing new students for an interconnected world with diverse perspective. And then the last one, teacher development, investing in the professional growth and support of educators. No, guys, teachers never stop learning. We also need to be trained. Okay, that's why we have also our professional. We also need to have this professional growth. We need to we need to attend a lot of seminars and trainings because we could not give which we do not have. That's why we have to learn a lot of things. Okay, so take note, guys. No, in summary of this modern educational role, the role of schooling today is really, it is a balance, no, between preserving the past through cultural transmission and preparing the future, of course, through technology and global readiness, because we are in a digital world already. So, focusing, of course, on both the social development and modern innovations. We should not forget, even though we are already in the digital age, no, I always want to emphasize that we have to maintain that kind of values that we have. Okay, teaching students, still instilling values to them. So schools ensure that students are not just academically proficient, but socially and culturally equipped for the world. Okay. And then next we have here the foundation pillars, role, functions of modern school. We have there, of course, school really give us a lot of things, not only knowledge, but it trains us to become, it prepares us to become good citizen, and of course an asset to the community. Okay, so that we could be of help to our community. That's the role of the school, no, to prepare our youth to become successful in the future, so that they could be of help to our society. The fundamental pillars, role, and functions of modern schooling. So I hope you are learning this one. And then the last slide is about guardians of well-being, schools' role in student health support system. We have their physical health, mental health, safety, and society. So modern schooling is described as corner of societal development that extends far beyond basic academics, to shape, of course, students like you, individuals' minds, the broader community, and future generations, of course. So, physical health is very important. When we say physical health, you should have a strong body, promoting healthy habits, nutrition, and providing access to basic health services. That's why school should provide all of this also for students, no? So beyond intellectual growth, schools are central to physical, mental, and health of students, often acting, of course, as a first line of defense in identifying, addressing health challenges of the students, promoting healthy habits, as I mentioned, and nutrition by providing access to basic services. And then when it comes to mental, offering resources to support emotional well-being and self or and resilience, no? And then we have here safety and security, ensuring a learning environment free from bullying and physical harm. So actually, we teach schools also provide different programs on this one. So to close the discussion, take note, guys, that modern educational institution really serve as far more than mere site for academic instruction. So take note that schools function as fundamental pillars of society by acting as a crucial incubators. So I'm just summarizing up all of this. I hope you're learning and you're still listening for social development, teaching children, of course, the unwritten rules and social emotional skills necessary for you to navigate life. Take note, guys, that beyond the classroom, schools act as guardians of well-being because we are the second parents. So providing, of course, a vital support system for students, for your physical and mental health, and also for your safety and security. So as the educational landscape shifts, this institution continued to evolve, embracing, of course, because we are in the 21st century, embracing technological innovations, especially in teaching. We use technological innovations already, personalized learning to help those other students who could not cope up with their study and global competence to ensure that every student, regardless of your background, of course, you are prepared for challenges of interconnected future. So ultimately, guys, schools balance the preservation of our cultural heritage with the forward thinking adaptation required to shape the citizens of tomorrow because you are the future of our tomorrow. Okay, guys, I hope you have learned something for today. So bye everyone.